Imagine getting banned for a week, not for something crazy you did live on stream, not for breaking your setup or leaking something, but for a comment. And somehow, this is where the platform suddenly decides to draw a line. Because that's exactly what just happened to ASMONGOLD, who made a pretty harsh comment about people from developing countries, which was obviously not going to go unnoticed, and within no time the backlash kicked in. Clicks started spreading, people started arguing, and then boom, ban drops. And now the entire internet is split into two groups that are both somehow convinced they are completely right. Because on one side, you have got people saying, yeah, that crossed the line, actions have consequences. And on the other side, you have got people going, there is no way, this is where we suddenly become strict. And right when things were already messy, Gold himself jumps in after the ban and basically calls it out as a double standard, saying this kind of selective enforcement is exactly the problem, which only adds more fuel to the fire. Because now it's not just the audience arguing, it's the guy who got banned pointing directly at the system. And honestly, that's where things start getting interesting. Because this isn't just about one comment anymore, it's about the pattern, or more accurately, the lack of one. Because Twitch has built this reputation over the years where nobody actually knows what the rules feel like in practice. Like, yeah, they exist on paper, you can read them, they sound official, but when it comes to enforcement, it sometimes feels like the decision is based on vibes, timing, and whether the internet is paying attention on that day. And that's why every time something like this happens, it instantly turns into a bigger conversation because people aren't just reacting to what he said, they are comparing it to everything else they've seen before. All the moments where something arguably worse happened and nothing came out of it, and now suddenly this gets a clean, immediate punishment, which makes people feel like the system isn't consistent. And inconsistency online is basically fuel from drama because if creators don't know where the line is, they assume the line is everywhere, and that's where it starts affecting behavior. Because imagine streaming daily knowing that one clipped sentence taken out of context can randomly decide whether you disappear for a week. That uncertainty is what actually scares creators more than the rules themselves. And that's why his reaction is getting just as much attention as the original comment. Because even people who disagree with what he said are still side eyeing the situation. Like, okay, but why this time? And that question just keeps coming back again and again every time a ban like this happens. Because without consistency, every decision feels personal, every punishment feels selective, and every controversy turns into the same cycle where people argue for a few days, pick a side, and then wait for the next situation to prove their point all over again. And the craziest part is nothing really changes because a week from now the ban will be over. The discourse will move on. But the bigger issue, what actually gets you banned and why, will still be just as unclear as it was before. And that's exactly why this keeps blowing up every single time. Because it's not just about what was said, it's about the fact that nobody really knows what matters anymore. And until that gets fixed, every ban is going to feel less like a rule being enforced and more like a coin flip that just happened to land on someone this time.